welcome back to United Robotics. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about Manchester United's first game of the Premier League season against Arsenal at Old Trafford. So, obviously, this is really exciting for Manchester United fans. We know how bad last season was, and we are all going into this season, let me say, optimistic on how this season could go. We all have our targets, we have expectations on how we want the team to perform. But this is the start of a brand new season. This is a clean slate. All the errors, all the anger of last season is gone. It's still in our heads, but it's gone. It's a new season. We all start at 0 points. So this is a chance for us to have a good start and have that momentum going for the rest of the season because the first game of the season is really important. Really important. The teams won't be at their high level yet because they are not really fit to the level that they would want because it's the first game of the season and we face Arsenal at Old Trafford. So we hope that we win the game because if we lose, it's going to be really bad. The press, the media, everybody's going to be negative. So it's up to United fans to take the initiative to be realistic on the expectations we set on the manager and then the team going into the season. We just had 4 weeks of transfers and preseason, so hopefully, and I know, yeah, we're gonna play better this season, but we just have to be realistic. Even though we lose against Arsenal, obviously, on paper for the last 5 years, if you say Manchester United are facing Arsenal, we deserve to lose. Not that we deserve to lose, but Arsenal are naturally the better team. On paper, they are the better team, so they have the higher chance to win this game. But if we win, it's also a positive in the sense that we'll have that momentum, we'll have that energy pushing us to the rest of the season. And this is going to be a really difficult game. Personally, I don't see us losing this game. I see it as a draw or United are going to win. But I see it as we're going to win. I think this game is going to end 2-1, 2-1 United. So let's go into this game. Obviously, you have to go into the game feeling optimistic, fresh energy. Obviously, new players are going to play. I think Shesko is going to start this game. Shesko is going to start. Obviously, we're going to see the likes of Mateus Cunha and Bruno Bremo in this game. So it's really optimistic, really positive going into this season. And hopefully, United can have a good one. And finally, before we go into my predicted 11, I just want to say it one more time that United fans should remain optimistic and we should just remain calm. Even though we lose or we get a result that's not expected against Arsenal, that doesn't mean we're going to have a bad season. It just means that we had a bad start. And a bad start doesn't mean that we're going to not have a good season because this is 38 games. And remember, we are not playing in Europe. We only have one game a week. So we're going to have time to prepare for games, which obviously gives us the upper hand when other teams go and play in Europe. So we're obviously going to have more time to prepare and train and prepare, get ready for matches. So let's temper our expectations a little bit. Let's be realistic. Let's stick with the manager. So Alex said he stuck with him when times were bad. Let's stick with Ruben because this is his first real season where he's actually been backed a little bit. So let's just give him time. He needs things are obviously going to get better. This season is going to be nowhere anything like last season. It's going to be way better than last season. But let's be realistic and with our expectations and let's not put pressure on the manager because ultimately it's the fans that sack the coach. Because when you're saying Amorim out, the press pick up on it. If we lose this game, the press are obviously going to be saying Amorim out, Amorim out. And if the fans become mature and say, let's actually give him time, it's just the first game of the season, pick out the positive of the game, the impact isn't going to be that much because the only way a manager is sacked is if the fans want him gone. And the media is obviously good. The media doesn't like Amorim. So let's be calm, let's be patient, let's team build and get the momentum as new players gel with their teammates and move into the new season. Also, Harry Maguire made a statement in his um, press conference interview with Rio Ferdinand. He says something about Manchester United, why there's so much attention on Man United. And he's actually got it right. It was spot on. There's so much pressure on United because people hate them. Manchester United, people just hate us. We're like the most hated team in the league. So everybody hates us. Everybody wants us to fail. If we're bad, there's obviously going to be pressure on us. And if we're good, it's good for us. The media doesn't want us to be in the middle because they want news, they want things, they want clicks to get things going. So if Man United are good, they're obviously going to be talking good about us, which obviously helps them. But if we're bad, that's where they strike. A lot of negative things they're going to put out against us. I'm worrying about this, that. But we're in the middle. We're not good, we're not bad. We're in the middle. But the media doesn't like that. In the middle, we're building to become in the top four to close the gap and start competing for titles again. So let's just be patient with the team, with the coach, and hopefully we're going to have a good season. So now let's jump into my predicted 11 for the game against Arsenal. Yeah, so obviously in goal, I will go with Andre Onana. So Andre Onana, yeah. And then now we go into the centre backs. Right centre back, I would go with Lenny Euro. Obviously, Onana has been training, I think, for the past week. He missed preseason, he just became fit. So I think Ruben is going to go with Onana. Central centre back, I'd go with Delict. Matthias Delict. I think he's going to get the nod and play at the center of centre back. He could go with Harry Maguire, but I think Delict is going to play. Now, the left-sided centre back, I'll go with Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw, I think that's who Ruben's going to pick. You could argue Aiden Heaven, but I think Luke Shaw is more experienced. So for a game like Arsenal, I would go with Luke Shaw. Right wing back, you could go with Ahmad, but this is Arsenal. They are very good attacking wise, so I would go with Diogo Dallo. Diogo Dallo. Now going into the pivot, the two midfielders, I'll go with Manuel Ugarte and Bruno Fernandez. Obviously, I think you could go with Bruno and Casemiro, but I think for more mobility and stability in the middle, you would prefer to pick Bruno and Ugarte. Obviously, Bruno more attacking, Manu more defensive. So I think it quite balances well. Because obviously, Ruben has to play Bruno somewhere and he has to be in the pivots. Left back, I would go with Patrick Dogu. The two tens is quite controversial, but I would go with Mateus Cunha, obviously here, left sided 10, and then Amat Diallo. Many people say Brian and Buemo is going to play on Mason Mount, but I think Amat fitness wise is just a little bit higher than Buemo. Buemo hasn't played a full 90 yet, so just for fitness sake, Ahmad is more trusted in that sense. So I would go with Ahmad. And Ahmad is actually going to push him more to play better because he knows that he has a top player in Brian Mbuemo at the bench who's going to give him competition. So it's going to take his game to the next level. So Mateus Cunha and Brian Mbuemo, Mateus Cunha and Madialo is a good for the game. Obviously, number 9, Benjamin Shesko. I think Shesko is going to start this game because if you listen to Ruben Amorim's press conference, you would get the indication that Shesko is fit, ready, and will most likely start this game. So hopefully we get to see them on the pitch. This lineup, I think this lineup can get a good result against Arsenal. Obviously, Andre Onana hasn't had a preseason. Hopefully, he has been training well and he's ready to go. Because obviously, with the likes of Victor Gyökeres, Saka, and co, we're obviously gonna get some shots on goal. So Onana has to be up to his game and be ready to keep them out. Yeah, the wing backs are good. Patrick Dogo had a really good preseason. Hopefully, he can keep that form going into this game and lock up Bukayo Saka. Obviously, Diogo Dalot, Arsenal are good going forward. So that's why I went for the more defensive option there. Bruno and Ugarte, you can go with Casemiro. But I think it's going to be Bruno and Manu because Manu Ugarte is more, I think he's better defensively than Casemiro and he's faster. The two tens obviously good, and the striker Shesko, he has to be Shesko. Obviously, Zexi is fit, he's on the bench. He can come on for Shesko. I don't think he's going to use Rasmus Holland because obviously the club wants to sell him. So I think Shesko is going to go off and then Zexi will replace him as the game goes on. So this is my predicted 11. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Like, comment, subscribe. Hopefully we win this game. Yeah. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks. Cheers.